Hey guys, what's up? It's Matt with 86. Anybody that watches my channel knows that I'm pretty budget-minded, and that doesn't just go for the things I look at and try to review and show people. That goes for the things that I do on my own time with my own stuff. I use a pretty limited setup, and I don't think I've ever actually really talked about my setup and just how limited it is. That being said, it has grown a little bit over time and continues to grow each time. So on these Wednesday videos, which I'll try to start with this same part, we're going to talk about some of the stuff I use if you're interested. It might not go anywhere, and it'll only be when I get something, an upgrade, something to add to my armory, my repertoire, what is the word I'm looking for? Add to my collection of things that I find useful. Now, not everything's useful, like that Moza gimbal. I wish that I could use it a little bit more, but it just doesn't really fit in everything that I do. It does come in handy for some things. Anyways, I try to keep in mind things like cost effectiveness, is it good enough, and is it something that I'm going to use? And I spend a lot of time looking into my own stuff that I get, and that's kind of what I want to share here in case anybody's interested in knowing these things. These are not part of my regular Friday reviews, but let's talk about some stuff. Something I want to look at this Wednesday is actually going to be the Deity V-Mic D3, not the Pro version, just the D3 version. I spent a long time agonizing over which one that I might want. I just can't justify the $200 cost of the Pro version versus the $100 cost of the regular D3. And while I'm not looking to do some sort of in-depth review, this is just more of a gear upgrade showing you something, and if you've yourself been interested in it and watch my stuff and maybe want to know, well, what do you think about it? That's what I'm going to do here. Let's do a quick mic comparison test. Now, I use on a daily basis is an Audio-Technica AT875R shotgun microphone, which is actually right here just out of frame pointed up. And you may notice that, you know, audio to me is important. I try to do audio as well as I can in my production without having to do a lot of extra work to it. Now, that's kind of a lazy thing, but that's one of the things I like a lot about microphones that I shop for, is that how good is the microphone going to be and how much work am I going to have to do to try to make it sound deliverably manageable and sound okay. Anyways, let's pause here and compare the two, and then I'll give you an explanation of what you might be hearing. This is me recording right now on my AT875R, the shotgun microphone that I use on a daily basis for pretty much every video I do. Not every single one of them, but most of the ones you've ever watched. If you watch my stuff, this is the microphone that I'm recording on. Now, I figure I'm a little bit inconsistent if I don't give you some kind of raw camera audio to hear from. This is actually raw camera audio from the G7 that I use, and this is what the G7 sounds like. So now kind of compare that with the mic that I use as my daily driver, the Deity microphone, and of course this raw camera. Now, this is the Deity V-Mic D3. It's actually further away now than the actual shotgun microphone I just recorded on that you heard me from, but it should still sound pretty good. This is the Deity V-Mic D3, not Pro version, recording me right now. That's a cat. Recording me right now from on top of the camera. How does it sound? So part of my biggest problem is, if you notice behind me, this is an office of mine that is loaded down with windows. It's also a vaulted room, and we've got hardwood floors. I don't have a lot of sound control in this room, sound dampening. There's not a lot to absorb the sound. So if you notice on things like my AT875R in the shot, I actually use the windscreen and a pop filter, and my goal with that is to kind of hopefully get some of that bounce back to get dampened right back into it so that it's not so echoey sounding. I do know that my videos probably have that echoey sound, and I don't do post-audio production on a ginormous scale. Every time I try, it just ends up sounding worse than it did anyways. That's why I want them to be as good as they are in a terrible environment such as my own office here. I'm sure some of y'all have watched my videos and been like, man, he's got a real echoey space. Well, there's not a whole lot I can do with this room, and that's why. But when it comes down to wanting just a nice shock-mounted shotgun microphone, this Deity V-Mic D3 has been incredible. As you heard in that demo right there, there's not a lot going on with it really, and it's just pretty awesome. On the back, there's a capacitive touch power button that you can use to power it on. By holding it down, the light will turn green when it's on. If you need to open up the clip and replace the AAA battery, you get somewhere between 150 to 200 plus hours of record time. When I say that this is a smart microphone, that was a huge selling feature to me. It turns on and off with the camera, making sure that you don't have to try to remember to flip a switch on something so that you're not killing a 9-volt battery or whatever else in a portable one that you're using. This thing's smart enough to know to go into standby mode or turn off. It also has the ability, if you have a headphone jack on your phone and you're not using a phone that's, you know, gotten rid of the headphone jack, it has the ability to make a handshake and know what device it's plugged into to appropriate itself for that device. But specifically and for my purposes, it's always only going to be on a camera anyways. If I didn't mention too, this being a $100 microphone but having a Rycote shock mount that comes with a cold shoe mount and a hot shoe mount to fit and screw and fix is, you know, Rycote's expensive anyway. So if you were looking at getting a shotgun microphone and then a Rycote mount, I mean, this is the all-in-one package right here. You'll spend $30 easy at minimum, probably on a Rycote shock mount for a shotgun microphone. So I think that that's really cool. They have a deal with Deity where they just make these awesome ones already that you can just put right on there. Now the Pro version's pretty cool because you've got the adjustable gain knob on the back and it charges via USB-C, which everybody loves via USB-C. That's pretty incredible, and you don't have to replace a battery in it. But really, when it comes down to just sound and wanting the basic features, the V-Mic D3 has everything that I think somebody should really just need for something simple. Unless you want to spend that extra $100 and get a few extra features, this is an incredible shotgun microphone. So the main reason that I wanted one of these that I could have reaffixed to a camera is for the simple fact that I have since mounted my AT875R to a desk, and I have to move the desk all the way across a room because I'm lazy and I don't want to uncable manage everything just to get the microphone off or plug it into something else or reaffix it to this camera to go get the sound shots I want for other things like fans or speakers or projectors. But now I have the ability and the confidence in the Deity V-Mic D3 so that I can just get up in there and get that sound that I want, and I'm super happy with it. These microphones are definitely what everybody says they are, and really the first time I heard about it was Caleb Pike on DSLR Video Shooter. If you've never seen his stuff, you should definitely go watch some of his stuff. He's got great stuff on there. He's a great educational tool too if you're somebody that's into things like this. But there's really one video I kept watching and going back to and just kept watching and watching and watching. I can't remember the guy's name right now. The video's easy enough to find, and I want to post that down below. He does sound like Russ McDonald, which is a huge plus for me. If you don't know who that is, think Family Guy and the guy that did the voice of Death. Anyways, guys, have a great day, night, whatever it is. I'll see you in the next video I do. Hopefully another Wednesday one where I've got more fun, upgraded stuff that I can show you, or just different things I've added. These are not part of my normal videos. So, you know, every Friday I try to upload a regular video review of something in that budget market that's a little more budget-minded and oriented, and I'm going to always stick to that. But on Wednesdays, when I have something fun to show you, I'm going to try and do that. If you have questions about this or even tips or something that I might not know about it, be sure and post down below because I'd love to hear from you. Have a great day, night, whatever it is. I'll see you in the next one I do.